Our word for today is thirst, taken from Psalm 42. As the deer longs for streams of water, so my soul longs for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, the living God. You know, I love this connection. As the deer longs for streams of water, so my soul longs for you. How does a deer long for streams of living water? As if its very life depends upon it, because it does. Because it does. A deer understands if it doesn't have this life-giving water, it's going to die. By its very just nature, it understands that it is going to have this clean living water in order to survive. So we know by our very supernatural nature that we must have God. There is something stirring within us that understands that we need to be connected to God. We reject it because of our fallen nature. We fight against it, of course, but there's something in us that needs this connection to God. As St. Augustine says, this God shaped hole within us that clings, that longs for to be filled by God Himself, that can be filled by nothing other than God Himself. And so, yes, we thirst for it. We are athirst for God. My tears have been my bread day and night as they ask me every day, where is your God? Those times I recall as I pour out my soul, the 42nd Psalm goes on, when I would cross over to the shrine of the Mighty One. This is a psalm written when there's a disconnection from God going on. Looking back at a time when there was a great celebration. They're looking back at a time when they could be connected to God, uh, written at a time during a great persecution, right? And when the people of God have been separated from their homeland, looking back toward this time when they were in the promised land. Well, we live that way in our own spiritual lives. We have these times when we are on the mountaintop and these times when we are in the valley. And we tend to look at these times when we are in the valley as these times when we are disconnected from God, and these times when we are on the mountaintop as these times when we have this great connection to God. But I would say that I don't know that that's absolutely true. I would say that when we are in the valley, when we are going through these most difficult of times, that those are the times when we are most dependent upon God. And then I would say that they are the times when we are most intimately connected with Him, when we know we can't do it on our own, when we are no longer acting our own in our own strength because we could never survive in our own strength. We are completely, uh, absolutely dependent upon the grace that we need in order to stand. Because if it wasn't for the grace of God, we would not be able to stand at all. In those valley times, in those times when we are in the pit, in those times when the circumstances of life have us absolutely on our faces, it is grace and grace alone that continues to keep us longing for God, continues to keep us breathing and moving forward, even inches at a time, because of that grace that is keeping us alive and keeping us moving. And so we're thankful in that way because it is that thirst for God that allows us to continue to move forward, to see those times of great victory in our past, and to move forward in those times of great victory that await us, because thirst is alive in us. Thirst, our word for today.